Hi, I'm Sirisha Dinavahi. I have been a product manager for the past 10 years in B2B space at companies like Oracle and currently at American Express GPT. The purpose of this video is to share some of my experiences and learnings from those experiences that aspiring product managers can benefit from in their own careers. The topic of my video is Once Upon a Customer Story. I firmly believe that when product managers write requirements, they should always be able to tell a customer story behind those requirements. In this video, I will share how I go about getting those customer stories. As I look back at my career, I realize that the amount of customer-facing time I got over the years at my level has been surprisingly very low. The inbound product managers hardly had opportunities to meet with the customers. The meetings with the customers, if any, were done at the VP or senior director level. Yet, I was supposed to understand the customers when I write my PRDs and create my backlog. This is clearly a gap. So if I was not meeting with customers, then how was I writing my requirements? I had to rely on secondary research to understand product gaps and generate and prioritize a backlog. I was hearing from upper management and what they heard in client meetings, etc., on what customers are looking for. And, I would gather notes that are dropped by various customer success teams over the year where they report customer issues. I look at the public reports on market trends that have already been compiled and published. I also look at the backlog items inherited from prior product managers. Also look at bugs and enhancement requests that are filed for my product. Yet, I was missing one primary research method, meeting with the customers directly. If I meet with the customers directly, then I will be able to get qualitative feedback from them on how our product is helping their business. I can develop customer connection. I can develop customer empathy. I can get inspiration for product development. I can establish trust with customer. I will have the power of observing the customer on how they're running their business. So I can make product enhancements that will help them in, make their business better. But I wasn't really getting those opportunities. So how did I change the status quo? When you are not given the opportunity, make the opportunity. That is my belief. So I did the following steps next. I went to my management and expressed interest to my management that I would like to have more direct customers for observation. I navigated the organization structure to see who can facilitate meetings with the customers. I picked the profile of the customers I wanted to talk to. I set objectives for the customer interviews. And then I also realized that customers were willing to give their time, knowing their voices will be heard. And that is how I got the meetings going. Of course, before meeting with the customers, I did some interview prep. I set what are the objectives of the customer interview so that I can stay focused. I decide which personas I would like to meet and ensure that they participate in the meeting. And I also prepared a written questionnaire ahead of time and sent it to the customers before the interview so that they can fill it out and give me some details about their business. I also made some ground rules for the interviews, like listen more, speak less, don't make any promises to the customers in terms of what we can deliver or not deliver. Don't drive to a solution with the customers. Just focus on listening to the customer on what is working and what is not working. Manage time in the interview so that you don't end up just harping on one issue the entire time. Table the topic if required to be followed up or offline. Where possible, record the interview so that you can go back and play them multiple times if needed to kind of, remember and, analyze what the customer said. So at the end of these customer interviews, what was the result? The result was a library of amazing customer stories with first-hand account of their feedback. This library can be used anytime for extracting items that could be good addition to backlogs. So the customer stories I had were all written in this format. One of the customers expressed, Jack, who is an end user in their system, called into the customer service, but was denied help because he does not want the insurance, does not have an insurance. So the customers expressed to us that they don't want the agents to deny service to the callers based on whether they have insurance or not. Another customer said their customer manager, Olivia, gets bogged down by all the requests that she receives from her users, especially during peak time, and it is difficult for her to manage all these requests manually. So the idea is to just get the story part of what the customer pain point is, and later you can use that story to actually build a solution or feature around it. So what are my learnings from this experience? I would just advise all the aspiring product managers to maximize your time that you can spend directly with the customers. This is an invaluable experience for a PM career. And if you're not getting those opportunities, do not be afraid to ask your management to create those opportunities for you. And this list or this library of stories and customer experiences that you gather are not just valuable in your current job, but throughout your entire career. Also, make sure that you're careful about the logistics of the meetings because it can quickly go out of hand. You need to find the right customers who are willing to talk to you. Set up the meetings, coordinate the timings. That also takes time. You need to be patient, with all the time zones. Set up the meetings. Then also make sure that you reserve enough time to conduct the post-interview analysis, because I think the interviews done without any analysis are just a waste. So make sure that you have it. You set time aside in conducting the post-interview analysis. Then publish the findings in an easily consumable form for your entire team or your organization, and that is very important because this is how the entire company will realize the advantages of having such customer interviews. And the good news is you do it once and it will be much quicker to do customer interviews next time. And I hope you learned something from this video. Remember, if you write your requirements with a customer story in mind, you will write very powerful requirements and build very powerful features. Thank you so much for listening.